Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's Antonio Edwards here giving you a video on how to run comps and actually get some real decent comps without having the MLS. Now I understand you don't have the MLS just yet, and I understand that you're getting leads coming in and agents aren't sending you comps to your properties or your leads fast enough. All right, because you still want to get back with the seller, you want to talk to the seller, but you want to have the confidence needed to make a offer. First thing, the most important thing you really need to know is your mail. What's the maximum that I can offer this seller and still possibly make money? And you won't know your mail until you know what cash buyers are buying them for as is in that specific subdivision. Second important thing you need to know, of course, is your ARV. But you won't know your ARV in your mail until you actually see the condition of the property. All right. Usually, I don't go out to these properties, or my acquisitions guy doesn't go out to the property unless it's a free and clear property or unless it has equity. So if the property, if they're asking 177, which this property you see here, 1409 Kilmer Lane, they're asking 177.5, I believe, and they owe 175 on the property, then I'm not going to waste my time to go out to the property. Okay, I will send that. Me personally, I will send that to one of my agents to list it, and they pay me for leads that I send them to list. Okay, as their leads, because they're getting sales in a different way. Okay, so all right, I have this property, I have this lead that come in. What do I do next? I called an agent. They said they're gonna send me leads. It's been 4 days. I still haven't got comps from the agent. What do I do next? Okay. So if you should say if I got this lead that came in today and I want to do my comps and I want comps and I want to know my mail today. All right, first thing I want to do, okay, I'm gonna look up my property. Okay, I got my property came in, my lead came in from a website. Okay, the internet information, and obviously our yellow leads are leads that are follow-ups. We called, gave them a call, they haven't picked up the phone. Okay, and obviously this properties they're asking 177.5, and we really don't have any much information because we haven't talked to the seller yet. Okay. Secondly, I'm gonna take this property, 1409 Kilmer Lane, and I'm going to Google. This is my second step. I want to look at the street view. Okay. All right. And as you can see here, and as you can see, I highly recommend you have at least 5 tabs up, 5 different tabs up, so you can go back and forth. Okay. So I'm looking at my street view. I see there's a brick rancher. And you can see his nice little big shed in the back. There's a driveway. Um, and I'm just driving the street, guys, just to get a little gist of what this house looks like. Okay. And actually, let me see here. Okay, that's 1423. Okay. So this is my property here. All right. So I'm gonna back out a little bit. And as you can see, this is my property here. Okay. And you can see this nice little shed in the back. It's a nice little driveway. It's on a nice piece of lot too. Nice piece of lot. Nice piece of lot. Okay. So I done all that, looked at it. Secondly, I'm going to look. I mean, sorry, yeah. Thirdly, I got my lead, looked at it, see what address. Secondly, I look at the street view, and thirdly, I'm going to my city assessors page. So you just simply go to Google your city real estate assessment or your city real estate assessors. Okay. For this is Norfolk. This is the city. This comes up. I'm gonna put in 1409 Kilmer Lane. Comes up, hit search. And as you can see, this is the size, that big piece of lot that we seen. That was a nice size lot. That's the house itself. This is that little shed we seen kind of behind it a little bit. And as you can see, I mean, if it was if it was a main street here, like this street here, like if it was a main street in the neighborhood, like right here, then I can subdivide this thing possibly, right? Like this. You see, it's two houses on this, the same size, pretty much the same width. All right, both 195. But I can subdivide this, possibly subdivide this, and put another house up here. That would be amazing. That would be great. But obviously, this there's no main street to the driveway here. This is another. This is obviously, possibly this person's land on this 1417. Okay. I could still look at it again, back out a little bit. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a little funky. I mean, there's a little piece here maybe, but yeah, I don't see no way you could sort of see how it's two houses, one here and one here, but that's a main street. There's no main street. If I subdivide and put another house here on our lot on 1409, there'd be a funky way. Only, I mean, there'd be less to be sharing driveways, but yeah. So I would, what I see now, I would just alleviate subdividing and putting two pieces of property on that one lot, or that, yeah, this one big piece of land. That would be great if it was a perfect world, but now I'm looking at it as, hey, I have this big piece of lot. How can I rehab this one house on this nice piece of lot? Okay. Alright, so we looked at that. I'm going to look at some more information here since we haven't talked to the seller yet. Get my beds, baths, square feet, all that jazz. Okay, so if we see Larry Simones, and if we can see the seller here, seller. Okay, yeah. Terry Simones. So that's very close. Maybe it's the wife of Larry, because I see it as an I after Terry, so I'm assuming it's a female, possibly. So Terry Simones called us and got our number, email, of course. And so that matches the owner's name. I mean, that's always close. Okay. Okay, sweet. We see that it is the assessment is 169.3. That's the assessment. Now Larry bought it back in 2010 for 163. So either he bought it cash and is free and clear to date, or he has a loan on the property and he's asking 177.5 because maybe he owes 150 on it. He want to make a little bit of cut on it, and he's asking 177.5. I don't know yet. We haven't spoke with the owner. Hopefully it's free and clear. Maybe he paid cash for it. I don't know. We just don't know. Okay, so it is a 2-2 according to the assessment on assessment records, on city records. 1630 square feet, built in 1950, is a one-story property. If you look on the information here, he said it's a 3-2. All right, because that's what he put on our website here. That is a 3-2. All right, that's how we got his information. He found us on one of our We Buy Houses websites, maybe through a Google search or something. And the only thing he put in was he's asking 177.5, and it's a 3-2. And the reason for selling is other. So that's the only general information we have. Oh, and he's current on his payment. That's all the general information we have from this guy. So now we know it's built in 1950. Now we know it's a 1630 square feet. He says a 3-2, so I'm gonna probably go with a 3-2. But we still need to go. We still need to get some more information on the property. So I got that. So now, okay, I did my 3 steps. My first 3 steps, which I looked at my property lead, got that, looked on Google Maps, all right, see where it's at, looked on my assessment, okay, see assessed from 169.3, see that the owner has the same last name as the seller that called, or the person who called us has the same last name as the owner. And some cases it's going to be different, all right. Now I want to look at some comps to the property. Now we get to the nitty gritty. I don't have the MLS, okay? So you're in the shoes, you don't have the MLS, so what do? And by the way, my very last thing I'm going to show you is MLS, some comps on MLS, so you can see how agents run comps, okay? But you're running your own comps right now. You don't have the MLS. Use Realquest Express, okay, and Zillow, and compare both of them. So you're going to be going back and forth on your tabs on that. Okay, so I have 1409 Kilmer Lane, Norfolk, Virginia. I'm gonna hit search. Hit enter, And as you can see, this comes up as a 2-2 as well, 1630 square feet. You can see the lot size is, the full lot size itself is 13,118 square feet. See, all this right here is 13,000. That's how big that full lot is. The dimensions of the lot, so if you ever hear somebody say the dimensions, is 70 by 195. So 70 frontage, package, sides are 195. So 70 by 195. Okay, that's the side. I mean, that's man. If it was a perfect world and this was a main street to the neighborhood right here, I can easily subdivide this bad boy and put another piece of property on this lot here. That'd be awesome. Be great. But it's just a nice piece of lot that is on right now. Okay. Alright, scroll down, built 1950 that we saw on the assessment. Last sales date as we saw on the assessment as well. And if you want to get more detail on your Realquest, instead of Realquest Express, you could get the Gold plan or Platinum plan. Either way, get at least the Realquest Express. Easily call Realquest. Get it today, guys, because you don't have the MLS. If you have the MLS, then you'll be golden. But the second thing to MLS, I mean, it's nothing by far that's strategic and better than MLS as far as comparing properties and looking up comps and all that stuff. But the second best thing, I mean, is Realquest, in my opinion. But I also, to get me a nice confidence outside MLS, if in virtual markets, I use Realquest Express, but I also use Zillow in addition to Realquest Express too, just to compare both of them and see what both of them are giving me, and I use my instinct to jot down whatever research I see. Okay, so now I want to go to comparables. This is my low, and of course it's basing it off that property, my lead. This is my low, the low average in that area of River Oaks. Okay, 85,000, 1,482 square feet. Price per square foot, $57. Year built, 1943. The lot size, look at that. And look at my subject property here. My lot size, 13,000. Because remember, we're on a huge lot. Okay. That low is 85. The high is 234.9. And usually the highs, and I know this area, so the reason why it's at 234.9 because I know these people are probably either adding square feet or maybe doing new construction or maybe something what we call pop the top, where they knock the roof off on one-story houses and add a completely second floor and make it a two-story house. So they're either doing 1 to 3, adding square feet, okay, tearing down a house, making new construction, and possibly popping tops. The median price range is 178, and that's possibly keeping it at that square feet. Okay, And go back to the high. The high is average is 1872 square feet, $155 per square foot. Year built 1959. So it looked like they're adding square feet. They're not doing new construction because it'll say a newer year built. Lot size is bigger lot size than ours. Okay. Average is 4.3, 1 story, 195 assessment values. So the median looks like it's pretty close. Again, the seller says it's a 3.2, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a 3.2. Maybe they did an addition to the property and they haven't updated the tax records yet, and its tax records still saying 2.2s. So median is 3.2. The lot size is actually double or smaller on the median. Living square feet is very close in our subject right here. See the nine square feet difference. Price per square foot is very close, $4 difference. The year built is 4 years difference. Okay. So here's my subject property, and these are our comps in that area. As you can see, and as you can see, 3 and 5. This is a main street. Any little yellow you see on your map on Realquest, those are your main street, guys. I do not want to go over my main street in most cases. I highly recommend you not to do it until you're like advanced and you super just know your back streets, your streets. Only one I may go over to see is maybe 5, because I just know where it's at. I mean, that's right on Kilmer Lane. It's right above a light, possibly. Okay, mine's right here. My subject. Stop right here. There's a light because it's a main street, and right over that there's a comp, supposedly be a comp 3. That's like kind of like a newer area. I wouldn't go over that main street, so I highly recommend you stay in your area where you see me circling this thing here. I'm going to go over 5 because I just know my area, but I highly recommend you to stay in. Don't go over those main streets until you're advanced and you just know which ones to comp over those main streets or not. So until then, just stay in your zone. Okay. All right. First one is 1411 Braden Crescent. So I'm going to take this. Okay, I see number 1 is right here, 1411 Braden Crescent. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to one of my tabs, which is my Google Maps tab, the one that I use for my Google Maps. Oops. Okay. So I'm not going to look at it. I said sold for 135, like it says on Realquest. Sold for 135. It's a 2-1, 1650 square feet. Not really excited about this one. Reason why, because it's a 2-1. As you can see, this is the bad boy here. And I'm gonna go back a little bit, and I'm gonna look for any possible pictures that they could have on the property, maybe or maybe not. So I'm going to skip this one. Okay. Second one, I'm going to go to 1359 Andes Court. All right. And as you can see, Andes Court is a 3.2. Lot size is a little smaller. The living area, square feet, is 1518 square feet. Okay. And I'm going to go to my handy dandy Google Maps tab, and I'm going to look this one up. And we see, and as you can see, guys, this sold for $234. Okay, so this kind of gives me an idea. Okay, $234. This has to be, or not has to be, but this is a highly possibility that this is a rehab for $234. It's 3.2, 1518 square feet. I mean, 3.2 or 1518 square feet. Me knowing that area seems high, but I want to look in detail of what it is about this property. This is the subject property here. Okay, it has an old roof. Looks all that. Let me go back. Now I want to look. Okay. Now I'm really concerned. I'm like, okay, 3.2. It's sold at 1,500 square feet. Sold for $234.9. Let me see if it's on the MLS. And boom, what do we see? MLS. At 13, we're looking at 1359 Andis Court. MLS. So there we go. Boom. There's a 4. Actually, so now it's a 4.4, 2,048 square feet. So somebody bought this property, okay, and sold it for 234.9. What we saw on Realquest, okay. Sold it for 234.9, and it looks like they added they added one bedroom, one full bedroom, and added 2 full baths. So look, as you can see, it says 3.2 here, 1518 square feet. That's what it has. But if you look here, it's a 4.4, 2,048 square feet. They added over 500 square feet to this property. So now I'm looking at it. This is brand new roof. Yeah, this is a complete rehab. Definitely. They got a little mini staging up in the property. Nice kitchen, nice cabs, painted around the fireplace, new flooring, hardwood, new doors. Very nice, very, very nice. Bathroom, his and her sink. Very nice, very, very nice. This is a comp for sure. So now I want to look at, okay, possibly I want to look at what did this property look like before they brought this. And I know with the MLS you can look at all this stuff. So now I'm trying to look at and trying to find it and research it outside of MLS. And you're going to notice you have to do a little more research when you don't have the MLS. You got to have different tabs up, looking on different sites to find what you need for a property. Why we like the MLS is because you can look at it all in one spot for the most part. Okay. Outside the MLS, when you don't have the MLS, you got to look at different tabs and have different tabs up and looking in more than one spot, which is cool. So I'm gonna look at, okay, we looked at this property here. So it was a 4.4, 234.9, and boom, look, I see for 105, the same property. So that lets me know this possibly could be a as is look. Boom, look at it. So this is the 3.2 we saw in Realquest that they had it disclosed as 18 square feet. So they bought it for 105K. So now we see the difference, okay? Huge difference. So it looks like they made this garage and converted it into a 4th bedroom and possibly put a bathroom in there. Now it's a 3.2 and they sold it as a 4.4 as we saw, right? So I wonder what that extra bathroom, because I can see the vision of them putting a bathroom into this, making this a master suite, and making it a 3rd bathroom. But it's sold as a 4 bathroom. Like I wonder where that 4th bathroom went at. But it's a 4. So they said it's sold as a 4.4. So that's what we see. So if we go back to the rehab one. See, that was a previous to garage. They even took the handicap ramp down. They put new black shutters up, new windows, brand new spanking architecture style roof. Like they painted this part red. So definitely, this possibly added an extra 500 square feet. Just them converting a garage, because if you have a garage, you can't. That's not counted as square feet. So what I do here, and I was just doing earlier, I went ahead and put I put 1359 Andy's Court. They bought for 105K, 3.2. I'm not just noting my side. I just note this stuff. They bought it as is for 105K, 3.2, 1,500 square feet, and sold for 234.9 at 2,048 square feet. They converted the garage, added an additional 500 square feet. That's simple, guys. Okay. So now I'm gonna go to the next one on Realquest. Okay. I'm gonna go to the next one. Let's just look at Roslyn Drive. I'm just skimming through. Roslyn Drive is 4. That's right there. Okay. And oh, let's go back to the first comp. Sorry about that. Let's go back to the first comp. 1359 in its core. I want to look on the sales history. So I'm going to go to my assessor's page, and I want to look. I want to see who bought this property and sold it for. Who bought it for 105K and sold it for 234.9. I need to know this. I need to be nosy. I want to be nosy and see who's buying up in this area as much as possible. So now I'm going to pull this up, and we can see the current owner is Rodriguez Sui. And et al. Means basically is additional people on the title that they didn't put, or because it could be like 15 people on the title for all we know. Just additional people on the title. Okay. So look, boom, 105K. He bought it back in August of last year, and that's Honey Rock Investments who bought it. And he adding that addition, he adding that 500 square feet addition to the property, and sold it for 234.9. 234.9. Nice. That's a nice deal there. So I have that marked down here as under my comps. I found one. Now, okay, I'm gonna look at 5380 Roslyn Drive. Let's see here. So I'm gonna go back to my handy dandy tab where I'm looking at my Google Maps. Oops. 5380 Roslyn Drive. Okay. So I'm looking at my street view. Let's see here. It looks like, just looking at it from the outside, I mean, I see some paper in the window. I mean, it looks like it's a foreclosed home. I mean, just look at it from the outside. It has a lockbox on the property right there. Papers in the windows. Yeah, it's possibly a highly possibility it's a rehab home. Yep. I'm gonna go back, and I'm going to look for MLS. See, look, MLS here. Maybe has some inside pictures for me. They bought it as a 3.1.5, 1592 square feet. Ours is possibly a 3.2, because that's what the seller says. And ours is 1630 square feet. Okay, so they bought this at 97K. So look at some inside pictures. Yep, this is clear. This clearly needs rehabbed. I mean, this is an as-is property. So I mean, there's a high possibility a cash buyer bought this deal here. I mean, look at it. Yeah, definitely it needs work. So what I'm gonna go back to my assessment page and see and be nosy again and see who bought this property. And of course, this is a smaller lot too than from what it looks like. Let me see. Yeah, lot size here is 5985. Our lot size is 13. It's more than double that. Alright, so look guys, SK Sutton LLC brought this property, and he's the current owner, so obviously he still owns it. See, he bought it for 97 grand back last year, last August. Who knows? Maybe he's rehabbing it still up to the day. Maybe because sometimes it's, I mean, a lot, not sometimes, a lot of times well, cash buyers, they're so busy they'll just buy a property and have it sitting there, and they haven't even got to that project yet or that property yet because they have 10 other jobs in front of that to finish first. So maybe he's sitting on this property and haven't got to it yet, or secondly, maybe he rented it out. I mean, who knows? I mean, to me, it looks more like a rehab than a rental because of that area. It's more of a flip area. So maybe he's still working on the job. He hasn't finished it yet, and that's why we don't see another sale here that is sold at another price. But we see that he's a cash buyer, SK Sutton LLC. He bought it for 97 grand. So what I did, I noted, okay, 5380 Roslyn Drive. Brought for 97K. Three at 3.1.5, 1592 square feet. We already, I mean, guys, we already seeing them close to each other. 105 and 97. Okay. Secondly, okay, so let's do look at some more comps here. Let's look at 1524 Kilmer Lane. And that's on the same street as ours. So that's 5. So that means 5. You match it here. Now you can see, boom. This is on a main street. And you see I skipped 3 because that's on Princess Anne Road. That's on a main street across the street. But 5 is on Kilmer Lane across the main street. But it's on the same street as ours. So I'm going to still look it up. And I'm going to see what it's all about. 1524 Kilmer Lane. I'm going to go to my tab, my handy dandy tab. And I'm going to look at it and see where is that on the main street across the main street. So this is another bricker. Okay. And go to Realquest Express. It's 10, he bought it for 1015. He bought it just recently, brought this thing. Okay. So 32, 1483 square feet. So lot size is pretty close. It's a nice big lot size at 12,394. So I'm going to see how far this is from me. So I'm going to drive this street, virtually drive this street. This is the house here. And as you can see, we're coming up on a light. And this is the main street I'm talking about. Our area, our subdivision is across this street, or behind this light here. It's all the way behind this light. So that's why I don't like to go over main streets, because it's possibly a different area. But being that this is a brick house, I mean, it's on Kilmer Lane as well. I'm gonna go ahead and and possibly comp this. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive the street, go across the street to our actual subdivision of River Oaks, and look for my property. See, I'm still on the same street. It doesn't seem that far off, and I'm looking for my property. Okay, we're getting close. Oh, there's that dude on the bike. Oh, there we go. There's a property here. There's our property right here. Okay, so it's basically down here on the right hand side. That comp. So I'm gonna look it up and see who brought this property. Address is 1524 Kilmer Lane. Oops. 1524 Kilmer Lane. Okay. I'm gonna look at some MLS stuff first. Always look for the MLS when you're Googling. Okay, so let's see, it's 29 pictures. And obviously this is a nice lot. So this person brought this property on a nice piece of lot, which is a nice lot, but it's not bigger than the one we have. And it needs rehab. Look at it. It needs some work, some TLC. Look at the bathroom in this thing. And look, I mean, that needs some work. Got the pink tub. Pink or peach, whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah. So somebody definitely brought this as a rehab. As you can clearly see, this definitely needs a rehab for sure. So now I want to be nosy again. I'm going to see who brought this property. 1524 Kilmer Lane. Oops, 1524. Wow. Okay. So they just recently. This is a fresh closing. I mean, it just closed this last month for 101.5. And look who brought this. The owner name, the current investor who brought this is Honey Rock Investments, which is the same person who brought this. Remember when we looked on the assessment site for 1359, who brought it for 105K and sold this property for 239, 234.9. That's the same investor as this property, the one we're looking up right now. So they're buying in that little nook area. It looks like they like that area. So he bought this one for 101.5, okay, and he bought 1359 Andis Court for 105, okay. So she kind of getting the idea. So we got one for 105, and look, I already got the notes down for you. So I always jot down my notes in my lead section, guys, my comps and stuff. I need to know. So we're getting where the Mayo is. These guys, I mean, 105, got one for 105, got one for 97, got one for 101.5. And look, I got the same buyer as 1359 Andis Court, who is Honey Rock Investments LLC. He bought it as a 3.2, 1483 square feet. Who knows? You see how he converted this one and made it 2,048 square feet. He probably would do the same thing. Let me see. Possibly. Um, Obviously, this looks like it's already got a conversion to it. So who knows? Maybe he'll bump it out in the back or something. We'll see when this is done. It's just so he's probably in a fresh rehab. Just started this thing, but that's giving me my Mayo. It's getting me close to my Mayo. I'm kind of seeing a trend right now with the prices. Let's look at this. Look at 1589, 5389 Roslyn Drive. And I see that sold for 200 grand. Norfolk, Virginia. So I look at a street view. Okay. Wow. They took a picture. Look like somebody's rehabbing this right here. Look like that. Yeah, look like a contractor. Look like they're in the middle of a rehab when the city came by and took a picture. Interesting. Okay. So that sold for 200 grand. Let's look at the again. I go back, and when I'm looking at the console, I'm going back to Google and looking for that MLS symbol or the MLS abbreviation, because that possibly gives me what that listing looks like on MLS, and we can see, yep, that is clearly a rehab. Sold for 130. I'm sorry, sold for 200 grand. They have some staging in the house. You can see it's clearly staged, just to give that possible owner occupant buyer that's looking to buy their first time home or their next home to live in a vision of what the house will look like. So that's why us, when we're rehabbing properties, we stage them, or even if we're doing new construction, where I mean, you want to stage your property. It's just going to get a quicker sale, and whenever you decide to do rehabs or new construction. So that's why you see it staged. Yep, this is very nice, clean rehab, two-story property. Okay. Nice. And even got that little play part there, that little public park, literally next to their house that we saw on the Google Maps. Okay, so now I'm going to be nosy. I'm going to look up this 5389 Roslyn Drive on Guess. You guessed it right. I'm going to look right on my city assessment. See, they sold for 200, right? Sold for 200 of August 2015. I want to see what did he buy for? Okay, what did this guy buy for? I need to know this, because it's gonna give me my Mayo, my maximum allowable offer. Roslyn Drive. So here's the current owner, Quiles Shahili Hernandez. Boom. Look, guys. He bought it back in April of last year and sold it August of last year. So he was pretty much in and out and in a good 4 months, give or take. So that's pretty good. So he bought it for $97,650. The buyer was Albert Ward Hartley, and rehabbed it and sold it for 200 grand. You see, guys, you're seeing what you're seeing what this is, guys. So look, I jotted this down. 5389 Roslyn Drive, bought for 97,650 and sold for 200 grand. Guys, I mean, you're seeing, okay, the first one was 105K, the second one was 97K, the third one was 1015. My fourth one here is 97,650 when they're buying them as is. It's giving me my maximum allowable offer. All right, so let's check out some more. Let's go to Zillow. And I'm going to put my subject property, which is 1409 Kilmer Lane, in Zillow. Because I want to compare apples to apples on from Zillow to Realquest. Kilmer Lane, Norfolk, Virginia. And by the way, Zillow's, I mean, if you're looking for an agent, I mean, these people always pop up when you put in your subject property. The people in that's around that area are come up, and I always pick the highest ranking or the highest one in that area. As you can see, Lonnie Bush is the best one. He has 286 reviews, almost have a 5-star rating, and he has 167 recent sales. Okay, recent sales. I can click on this. I can click on it and look at his reviews real quick. I know I'm segueing a little bit, but I mean, look at him. I mean, you can even see his past sales. He has a 1,137 sales all time. This guy's killing. All right. So you can see, you could be nosy and see all his past sales. Okay. You can see when his stuff sold and everything. You can see his active listings. He has 21 active listings right now. This guy's all, look, this is all his listings and sales. Look, in the Virginia area. This guy's doing his thing. So I can give him a call. I can look up his reviews if I wanted to. Yeah. So just want to give you that for a second. It's not hard to find agents. They're extremely easy to find. All right, so I'm gonna go into my page here, and I'm gonna do this drop down. I have my subject property up, and what me personally, I like to only have recently sold check marks in around my area. So if all your stuff is checked here, me personally, I uncheck them. Sometimes I'll check. I'll after I do my recently sold check, I'll just check the rents just to see get the rental comps in the area, and maybe usually your purple ones will come up. But obviously, I don't see any purples that came up right now. Okay. So it means no rents that's stated right now. That's documented in that subdivision. So I'm just go back to my solds. Okay, I have 12 solds in that area. And I'm just looking around. I see one here for 265, and that's 1373 South Braden Crescent. And you know, give or take, I'm wondering what that is. I mean, that sold last June for 265K. So what I want to do, I want to go to my handy dandy tab where I can see my Google Maps. Okay. And I'm going to simply see what's going on. Like, why did it sell for 265K? To me, it seems for that sales price, it's just that high number seems like it could be a rehab. Okay, and that right behind these trees, you can see this is it here. Trying to get a little closer view of it. It has a arched driveway, which is nice. Garage. Okay. I'm still in my subdivision, still in my neighborhood. Okay, you always want to stay in your subdivision neighborhood. There are no comps in your subdivision, guys. Don't be scared to leave these leads alone. You're always gonna have leads coming in if you're marketing. All right, if there is no activity in your area, why force it? Don't force it. You want activity to be in your area. Okay. So, okay, I looked at that. My next step is to be nosy, okay, and see possibly what the sales history of this thing is. So this is 1373 South Braden Crescent. Oh, yep, South Braden Crescent. Sales. I want to be nosy and see if somebody bought this property before this before this sale here that we see on Zillow. Before this 265, did somebody buy this as is for a cheaper price and rehab it and sell it for 265? So my assessment is going to show me that possibly if they did. As we see, the current owner is Anthony William Bovino, and boom, look, somebody bought it in April 2014 for 100 grand and sold it last year for 265K. So Perry Vaughn bought this for 100 grand. So you guys, this is still around my number of that I mean where they're buying them at. So you go back here, South Braden Crescent, 1373 South Braden Crescent, bought for 100K and sold for 265K. And you can see if we go to, hopefully, I will look for the MLS and see we got some. Yep, MLS. So this was a 4.3, 2205 square feet. Got some pictures. It's nice. Nice little kitchen, little staging. It's a small kitchen though, but nice kitchen. You got granite countertops, new cabs, overhang lights, stainless steel appliances is fresh. Always wanna, if you can, do your stainless steel appliances. That's always a great selling point. Staging in the property, of course. New windows looks like. New carpeting, new paint, new bathrooms. Oh yeah, new bathroom again, another bathroom. Yeah, it's definitely looks good. Nice backyard. That's a good selling point for, I guess, somebody in the backyard. They got that little mini picnic table. And I don't know if that was he created that or that was already there, but I think that's a pretty good selling point in the backyard to have. It has two. Wow, that's interesting. It has two AC units. Look at that. There's a little side porch. Yeah, two AC units there. Yeah. I don't like that wood door, but hey, somebody purchased it. Okay, so this is 2,200 square feet. Ours is 16. Our subject property is 1,630 square feet. So maybe we can, if we did get it, we know that we got to add square feet to the property for it to sell in those mid twos or those 200 ranges. Okay. So that gives me that. Let's go back to Zillow. Okay, so I got that. Just looking around the, looking around the area again. I'm just looking for comps or some all the yellow stuff because I got all of my yellow ones checked. Okay. Let's look at this one here, 275 gray. That is this sold back in 2013, which was actually 2013 was a worse market than what we are now. So I mean, something sold for 275 in 2013. That's pretty interesting. I'm just gonna do a little look up on the Google Maps, on my Google Maps tab, and see what's going on with this property. I'm looking for an MLS link. All right, it's not. So what I'm going to do now, I mean, guys, I have some general comps here uh, that we found on either Zillow or Realquest, and I compare both of them a little bit, and I see that there is a trend. I mean, we got one for 105. They brought for 105 as is, 97K as is, 101 5 as is, 100K as is. You can see they're very close as is, and the cash buyers are. I mean, the numbers are not lying to me. So I would need to be my Mayo, which is my maximum allowable offer. What would be the super max that I will offer this seller on 1409 Kilmer Lane? And looking at these numbers here, I'll probably offer the seller. I would start probably at me personally. I would start low. I would start 70. Hopefully, I can get it for 70 and on a great day and be a home run deal. Make 25, 30 plus grand on a deal. But then, I mean, hey, if the seller was like, no, I need to be at X amount, my maximum allowable offer, the max how I go up from 70, will probably be around 90,000. Why? Because I see the lowest one out of the ones that are they're all close in range with each other. You see, they're all close in range. I will probably won't go no higher than 90 grand because I still have to make money. Possibly 6 or 7 grand if I go up to 90 grand. Or one of my buyers says, hey, I'll pay you 95 grand. I'm still making possibly 5 grand. It's not a lot, but $5,000 is a lot to some people, and that is $5,000 is $5,000 that can be some decent capital to go back into marketing to your for your business to help it grow some more. Another thing too, if you looking in, I just want to segue. If you're looking in Zillow or Realquest and you see a low comp like just say 50 grand, I wouldn't use that as one of my Mayo comps or my as is comps. I wouldn't jot that down because maybe somebody got a home run deal where they got super steal at 50 grand. But if you're looking at the averages and you're seeing like 105, 97, 101.5, 100, that's like the average of what they're buying them at, what the cash buyers are buying them at, similar square feet to your property. Now the ARV, I noticed that they're selling in 234 or even 265 because they're way bigger square feet at 2,000 plus square feet. Okay. Now the Honey Rock Investments guy, he brought this for 105 and he brought this for 101.5. Now we don't know what he's going to do to this one yet because remember this is a fresh as is sale. He just brought this property and he's probably just started the rehab on this property. Okay. Another one here, and I found these here, I believe was on the MLS, and I'm just going to show you right now with the MLS. So you can. I hope the MLS is open, by the way. Hope my agent's not on the MLS, so you can kind of see what your agents will pass on to you. All right, so MLS is open. So this is with MLS. Hopefully one day you have MLS, but this is ran by Fusion. I mean, this is it's so much you can do in the MLS. This is just so strategic. But usually if you're looking at the residential, then you got your commercial and all that good stuff. But we're in residential. We're going to do a simple search. This is what your agent is going to do. And most MLSs, whatever market you're in, they look similar. Some are a little different. I know in the Orlando area, Central Florida area, the MLS is very similar to this. But it's just that the fact that it's in a different zone and different properties. So now I'm going to go, me personally, I like to go back a year. So the days since listing entered, I'm going to go 0 to 365, meaning it's going to go back 365 days, meaning a year. And I'm also going to, right now this is building my criteria. I want to make sure my sold and pending is checked. I want to make sure that there is no townhouses because I'm looking at single family houses. Attached means a townhouse or a condo or anything. Detached means single family house. So I'm going to uncheck attached and just have detached. And I think all my criteria is built that I would like to see, my general criteria. Now I want to put in my subdivision search. And my subdivision, my area is River Oaks. How did I know it was River Oaks? So if I go back to 1409, 1409 Kilmer Lane. If I could show you a quicker, an easy way to find your subdivision. So that's my subject property of my lead. And you can see River Oaks. So whatever you're looking in a area, and you see like a little name that's just randomly over the streets. Not talking about the streets here, because you know when you see streets, the name of the streets is inside the line. But a randomly like a gray type name that's over the street, or over a couple streets. That's your subdivision, River Oaks. If I go over here, you see over here, see how that's random like a light gray? That's Amherst. That's the subdivision, or that's the neighborhood for that area. Over here, across this highway, Sandy Heights. That's the subdivision, also known as the area or neighborhood for that zone. So let's go back to us. Go back to River Oaks. That's the name of my subdivision. So I'm going to go back to MLS and subdivision search. River Oaks. You see, it's 28 records that came up. But as you can see, these are cities: Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Smithfield. I do not want to see, because obviously there are subdivisions called River Oaks in Smithfield, which is like 60 miles probably from and Virginia Beach is probably like 15-20 miles from Norfolk. So I'm in the city of Norfolk, remember? So I'm going to just do a pencil radius search, rectangle radius, and just circle this, because that's where my area is. And now it's going to go from 28 to 17, because now it's only comping within that radius, which is those dots. So okay, I like that. So I'm going to go to details, and when I go to details on MLS, I go from the lowest price to the highest price. I want to see the lowest comp. Then I go to hit details. So I'm going to look at my property. So this one sold for $73K. It's a 3-1, 1170 square feet. It's cash deal, as you can see. I'm looking at pictures. I can blow up my pictures if I wanted to inside the MLS. As you can see, it clearly needs a rehab. Like a cash buyer brought that to rehab it, or maybe they're renting it out. Who knows? Also within MLS, I'm gonna look at my real list. Okay. And as you can see, Three River, and within real list, you can see who brought it and what price and whatnot as well. So I just want to see who the name of the buyer was. The buyer name was Three Rivers Real Estate LLC. Maybe he's in the middle of rehab, or maybe he rented it out, because he bought it last July. Next one, I'm going to go again. It's a 3-2, 1196 square feet, 83.7. Another cash deal. That was the type of financing. Whenever you see cash, 9 out of 10 times an investor brought it as an investment, whether it's for a rehab, remodel, tear down, whether it's for a flip or whether it's for a rental. Put it that way. Another cash deal here. I think we actually have that there. 5380 Roslyn Drive bought for 97. Yep. So I'll blow it up. Look at some pictures. We already saw the pictures for this anyway. So there's another one for 95, and these are conventionals. Usually when you see conventional, not all the time, but most of the time, these are homeowners that maybe got a special type of loan to live in, and they got a loan where they can get some of the repairs done to their property too. Not all cases, but most cases. So that's why you see some of these ones are conventionals. because there are special type of loans out there for homeowners to get, where the bank will give them a rehabilitation type loan maybe, or some special loan to put repairs into the property as they live in it. Okay. I'm looking for some cash deals here. And look at this one. This one's active at 99 grand. It's a 3-1. I mean, this one would be a good one for me to actually put an offering on. I mean, it looks like it needs some TLC, some rehab. The door got a little mud on it, dirt. Yeah, this definitely needs. Oh yeah, this definitely a rehab property, needs some TLC. And look at it, guys. This is a 3-1, 1170 square feet. If you go back to that very first one, remember I have it from lowest price to highest price. This is a 3-1, 1170 square feet. And the same exact square feet and beds and baths. This sold for 73. So that'll give me an idea where I need to be for this property here. 3-1, 1170 square feet. Exact same square feet, beds and bath. I need to be, if I wanted to flip, get on the contract, because obviously listed properties or bank-owned properties, you can't assign or you can't wholesale your deal over. You have to double close it first, and immediately sell it to your end buyer. In that case, then I'll have to get it well above, maybe just say 60 grand, 60-ish, low 60s, and I see the guy bought it for 73, and I'll sell it to him for 73 or around 73. Okay. Now on the MLS, you're not going to get properties at a crackhead price. I probably wouldn't be able to get this. I wouldn't be able to offer 30 grand, 35 grand, and think I'm gonna get a deal. Because you got to be realistic when you're working with bank-owned properties. I mean, maybe 60 might work, maybe it might not work. Obviously is listed a little high. 99 grand is, I think, is a little high for the area. But I would still put an offering on this. I'll probably put an offering on this today. And I'm looking for some rehabs right now to see what things sold for. And this is Secretary of Veteran Affairs. I mean, it's a bank-owned property, it's a foreclosure. But somebody got a decent deal on this because it looks like it was almost a new construction property that got foreclosed. You see, it was built in 2012. So a regular homeowner bought this property because it was a bank-owned property foreclosure, but it was a nice foreclosure. $53.89 Roslyn. We comped this one. We already have that $53.89. Yep, that right there. 20K. Oh, 1261 River Oaks Drive, and this is one of my buyers. So he a 4-3. He made this into a 4-3, or maybe it was existing 4-3, 1872 square feet. Sold it for 200 grand, 8 days on the market. So I'm gonna look at some pictures. Nice kitchen. It's a small kitchen, but very nice kitchen. Got the staging going on inside the property. Complete. I mean, it's a nice bathroom. Yeah, real nice bathroom. I mean, obviously, nice. Gotta keep, gotta stage. At least the kitchen itself got staged. So that's a complete rehab, guys. 1872 square feet. So let's go into history of the MLS and see possibly what it looked like before he rehabbed it. So so it sold for, look, guys, look. It sold for 99 grand. So he bought this for 99,000 back last April, and then last August he sold it for 200. It's still around that price range, 99 grand. So look, this is what it looked like before. And let me see what. Okay, so look, he bought it as a 3-1.5. 3-1, and then a half bath, 1872 square feet. So this was the existing current square feet. He kept it the same, but he added a bedroom and a full bath and a half. So he bought it as a 3.1.5, and he sold it as a 4.3 to get it to sell at 200. But he did not add any square feet. So that's a good thing. And I have that here as well. So look, guys, we got 97 to 650. Another as is for 99. Another cash sale, 100 grand, 1015, 97, 105. So I'm gonna need to be below 97 grand. I mean, these guys are buying them for 105 and below. I'll say sweet spot is 100 grand. My sweet spot for probably what I can sell this property for is probably 100 grand. Give or take a little more, give or take a little less. But I still need to get in the inside and see what it needs to, what it needs to be. Maybe it's in pristine shape, which I seriously doubt. But what if it looked like what if it looked like this one? Which is very possible. What if I go inside and the condition was on the vibe of this? What if it looked like this inside? Which is very possible because it's an older house. Then I mean, yeah, then it needs to. I need to be around. I need to be around 90 grand as my maximum allowable offer. You can see it's a closer year built. Mine's built in 1950. This built in 1954. So can't be that bad. I mean, yeah, it can't be that bad inside, but at the same time, it probably is not in the best shape either. So, my seller's asking 177.5, and obviously, if it looks like an average property that I'm assuming that most properties look like, it needs your updated kitchen, needs your stainless steel appliances, it needs the updated bathrooms, all new fixture. I mean, it basically needs everything. I know it's brick. I know it's on a big lot. Then, I'll probably. I won't go over 90, maybe 95 because I am on a bigger lot. I am on a double-sized lot than most of these properties. So maybe 995 is my maximum allowable offer. Do I want to go that high? No, but maybe 90, 95 is my maximum. I'm gonna start maybe at 70 if they have a free and clear property. They're asking 177.5. Let's say if that seller's saying, "Hey, I won't go below 150, Antonio. This is it. I'm not going below 150. I have my house free and clear. I'm not trying to give it away. I don't have to sell it." Then, guys, that's not a motivated seller. Don't be afraid to go to the next property. Put the property in your follow-up file. Follow up with that property 30, 45, 60 days later. The situation changed. Follow up with that property forever if you can until that property sells. Because obviously, if they wanted to sell it because they came to us from our website, or maybe they called you on your bandit sign, or maybe they called you from your direct mail or something. So obviously, they want to sell it. Okay, but even though let's say this person's asking 170.75, and then we get into negotiation, and they said the least they'll go is 150, and I can see it in their eyes, I can hear it in their tone that they're not going below 150, and I need to be at my maximum itself. I offered them 70, but then I came up to 90 because that's my maximum. Then 150 and 90 is a big, huge jump. Then, guys, go to the next lead. Don't force it, guys. Do not force it. Go to your next lead. It's a numbers game. Don't spend your time on leads that's not motivated. Okay? We see here that my numbers are not lying to me. 105, 97, 101.5, 100 grand, 99, 97, 650. They're all around the same range of what these guys or investors are buying them as is. Okay? So I hope this helps out. I'm going to recap you. First, you look at your lead. Okay? Your lead that came in. Secondly, you do your Google Maps, and you can go click on that, ride the street a little bit, see what your house looks like, possibly. Okay, get a little virtual feel of what your block looks like. You can also find your your subdivision name right here, River Oaks. Secondly, I'm going to look at my thirdly, I'm going to look at my my city assessment site. and get the assessment and the owner's name. Make sure it possibly matches my owner's name, or at least the last name. If it doesn't, then that's okay. But just get some more general information on assessment. And I always go back to assessment too when I'm doing my comps. So fourthly, I'm looking at my comps and I'm comparing apples to apples on my comps, beds, baths, square feet. And then I'm looking at the assessment of those comps too and see who brought them previously and what was the sales previously on that comp. And I'm jotting down the ones that were actually rehabs, and I'm putting those in my notes. And then fourthly, you want to or fifthly or whatever, you want to compare your Zillow comps to your Realquest comps. All right. And then sixth, you want to, guys, still have your agent send you comps from the MLS. You'll start looking and comparing the agent's comps to MLS whenever he or she sends them to you, because I know sometimes they're just slow or slower than what you want them to come fast. Okay, but once you finally get the comps from your agent, then you can compare what you got from your comps from Realquest and Zillow and all your research, your tab that you had up from what they send from you on the MLS, and compare apples to apples. Okay, and then the next thing you know, you're like, man, I'm good at this. My stuff is very close, if not spot on, from what the agent sent me. Okay, so I hope this helps out. I'm gonna go ahead and you got any questions, feel free to message me. But this is how you get your mayo. This is how you run comps without the MLS. Until next time, guys, again, if you have any questions, message me. This is Antonio Edwards signing off. Thanks.